This is Circles of Connection, your number one podcast destinations for all things friendships, relationships, partnerships, and situationships. Join me as I ask my amazing guests important questions to gain perspective into all these wonderful things. Thank you for listening. I am Chuka Michael Wins, okay? And with me is
Ngozi Obiefuna.
Ngozi Obiefuna. I hope I got it correct.
Yes, you did.
Are you sure?
Very sure.
Okay, so my people, this our today episode is something that I have thought about. That happened to me and I thought about it. And I always wanted to know whether I was the only one thinking the same thing. So today's episode is titled Accidental Start, Intentional Relationships. So it's about you just not planning to meet someone, not looking to meet someone, but you eventually met someone and I want this. Ngozi Obiefuna, what do you have to say about this?
Okay, thank you very much for bringing me onto your show. I am truly honored by this invitation. So when I first heard accidental starts from you during our earlier conversation, I thought to myself that when I think about it, most of the people I still have in my life as at today are those that we started talking accidentally. And there are some people that I started talking to through accidental starts, but then it still ended in premium tears. But however, reflecting on it, there are some others that are really amazing people, and it was as a result of accidental starts, which I am truly grateful for, by the way.
Oh, praise the Lord!
Hallelujah, somebody.
So, this thing, there's something they say in life that, what was that thing? I've forgotten.
Nothing happens per chance, or
not that one. There's another one they used to say that what is meant to be will be.
Well, in most cases, what is meant to be will be. And some other cases, you have to fight for it, child.
You believe in fighting?
It's not every time I beg.
Can I ask you, do you fight for love? Do you fight for people?
Back in the days, I used to fight for friendships and friendships, but not anymore.
How many
right
times
now,
did you win? Let me ask.
I'm not sure. I may not have won at that time, but then when they come back much later, and then I'm like, no, this ship has sailed. This friendship, I've ended it. So let's all go our own separate ways. So that's it.
And to think of it, like they say, the best things in life are free. You don't have to do much for it. It's just right there available. And some human beings give you the best friendship, relationships, partnership, any kind of shape in the most mysterious way. So for today's episode, guys, we are just basically showing more light or shedding more light on these kind of things. I know Ngozi has met a lot of people, the good, the bad, the ugly.
A lot of people are coming to mind right now, so it's just making me smile and grin from ear to ear. So I can give stories about this accidental start, and it would last us 3 hours and counting.
Because I know many people too experience things like this. Like, for example, as a guy, you may plan to say, oh, this girl look like my spec, but she'll give you one of the worst experience of your life. And the other one that you don't even notice will just be greeting you and you'll just be answering. For you know, you're like, what is going on here?
Yeah, that's true. I have stories with regards to friendships, with regards to situationships, with regards to relationships. And when I think about most of them, they are accidental starts. So any category you want us to start from, I will just make it brief and touch on each and every one of them, and then we'll flow.
Perfecto.
Okay, so for me, I think accidental starts can be either a blessing or it can be a curse, because I'll begin from the relationship part and then I would go down to situationship and then to friendship. So I remember that there was a time I dated someone by mistake. And why I would say by mistake is because I met him in a youth group where he was more like our social director, and he was in charge of, organizing the passion play and all in our church at that time. So he'll just see me, and then on our youth group, he also used to write stories. He
Wow.
writes very good stories, I
Brilliant
must
guy.
say. It was much later that I discovered that he was a script writer for Nollywood movies, and so it made sense why he was able to put together such intriguing stories that you would be eager to read. And I was an avid reader at that time. I
So
loved
you,
reading those things, so I always used to engage his posts. And then one morning I was in Anambra that time for my sister's wedding, and then he chatted me up and said, "Hi, I did not see you in church." And I just responded casually, and then he said, "Oh, that he dropped the story. He noticed that I had not engaged it, and then he decided to reach out because he also didn't see me in church." And that was how we just started talking. And I remember it was 1st of April of that same year, which was April Fool's Day, right? And we both went to church for the passion play rehearsal. I think it was like their final rehearsal. I barely attend, but I was an escort and I just had to go at that time. So I went, and then he was now reminding me that, how far? I've been asking you out for like 2 months, you still have not agreed. And then I just said, okay, no problem, I agree. And that was how I wanted to tell him that it was April Fool at the end of the day, right? But before I could even go home and text him that it was April Fool's Day, he had already posted it on, I'm not sure, WhatsApp status was not a thing at that time.
oh, okay.
So it was on Facebook that he posted it and said, "I just got into an amazing relationship." And
So soon.
thankfully, he did not tag me. I was thinking to myself that maybe it was not me. But I later chatted him up to ask about something. And I said, you can't even imagine how happy I feel that you agreed to be my girlfriend. I was like, wait, is it me? And I don't know why, but in retrospect, I feel I should have just told him almost immediately that it was April Fool. I said I was going to tell him.
God, why would you give someone that kind of April Fool?
It was April Fool. Everybody was playing, everybody was joking. I know you're going to call me wicked, but
Yeah, that's what you are. Like, come on. If you know a guy that is emotional like that, all these people that write stuffs, they're a bit creative.
how was I to know?
I can't judge you, but then again,
Judge
come on.
me.
No, I won't do that. I won't.
Because I thought we were all playing. I thought we were all playing. Someone just told you casually as she was going and said, "Oh, I agree." Is that how they used to do it?
Oh.
But I was also naive at that time, very naive. I did not even know what to be in a relationship meant. But I said, okay, I was going to go with the flow. But we dated for over a year. So along the line, I said, oh, this person is not terrible, right? This person is very helpful, very amazing. He had his own issues, I had my own issues. Long story short, it did not work. Right, we stopped talking. He reached out a couple of years later, but once I close the door is closed. I do not even bother reopening it because it just didn't make sense to me. So that was one example of an accidental start with regards to relationships. And I have learned my lesson, which is not to accidentally start that kind of thing, especially on April Fool's Day.
Oh
and
my God.
Since then, I've stopped all this April Fool's Day. I'll be like, no, it's not funny. No, some people do not know what it means to actually do April Fool in this our country, Nigeria. So, no, I'm not doing that kind of stuff again. So that's the accidental start in terms of relationships. That's what I have.
But wait, but if I may ask you, the time the guy asked you out was not when you first knew him.
No.
It was like how many months, how many years? After?
I've been seeing him in church for over 9 months, but we were never really talking.
Oh.
So it was January the following year that that was January 2017. That was when he engaged, that was when he reached out to say he didn't see me in church. Then it was April 1 of that same 2017 that the whole accidental start thing happened.
I don't mean to judge you, but I am looking at it from this way. What if the relationship had worked? Would you have felt it was an accidental start you loved, or you would have?
If that worked out, that's a clear example of an accidental start that ended well, right?
Yes.
So that's that part.
And was there any point where you were like, oh, I'm in the wrong place. Oh, no, this is not.
Yes.
How sudden was that? Was it immediately after years, or?
No, it was not immediately at all. It was not immediately. You know, every friendship, every relationship has its butterfly stage where there are lots of butterflies in your belly. You are seeing the good in the person seeing the good in you, until much later when everybody's eyes are cleared, and then we're now facing reality, or something happens, and then you're beginning to understand this person. That, oh, this is who this person is. This is who she is. This is who he is, and that's it.
Awesome. You know, one thing I've noticed with relationships and people is that, for example, you may think you are meeting someone for the first time today, but in that person's mind, they've met you several times.
Yeah.
And to you, in your head, it's more like, oh, I just met this person today. Oh, let me get to know. But this person has known you before you met. So this makes me ask myself, is that really accidental? Or was it more like a planned thing? Because more like a setup. Someone had been looking at someone had been waiting for someone. And when the opportunity came, he snatched it, grabbed it.
Well, this one I just talked about may not necessarily be accidental. But I remember that the person I dated after that, it was still accidental. It started accidentally because we both asked each other, oh, what are you doing for Valentine's Day? And we said, oh, we're both going to work. Then he now said, okay, no problem. Can we hang out as friends? No problem. And then we just said so into the night. And then I think the next day I was going to visit my parents. No, we're both going for a lecture, and then after that I was going to visit my parents. We now said we're both going to ask our parents if they had issues with intertribal relationships, right? And so that was how it accidentally started, right? We just randomly asked our parents, said no problem, okay, and then we just started accidentally, and it was a beautiful 2 years relationship, of which the same thing that started the relationship, that accidentally started the relationship, incidentally ended the relationship.
Oh my God, this life is a pot of beans.
So, but that's pretty much it. All in all, it was just amazing. Lessons have been learned. Network has grown. We've all learned lessons, and we know better, right?
Yes.
So yeah. Okay, so but as for relationships, I mean, I've also had friends who accidentally started relationships and it ended well because along the line everything worked out well. Then I won't call this a situationship, but let's move to the part of friendship. I want to say that the amazing friendships that I have, they are those that we just accidentally started talking. Right? Maybe something just happened and we found ourselves uttering a statement or a word to each other, and so it ended well. So for example, I'm going to start with like the most recent that I've had. I met a lady in church. I mean, I've been seeing her from a distance, but I took no note of her. Right? We just followed the same person back home after mass, and we barely even said hi. So one evening after mass, we said the same word to each other. We saw something. I saw something. I was looking at something. She was looking at the same thing. I did not know. And then we just let out the same words. And we just laughed And after that, we started talking. The person we're going home with was really engrossed in some sort of conversation for over 30 minutes. And that was how I started talking to that young lady for over 30 minutes. We were together, we were giggling, we were laughing.
Wow.
You would think that we've known each other for a very long time. That was on a Monday night. When she came out from the vehicle, I was like, oh, goodbye, take care. She was like, oh, my love, take care. And I was like, okay. Then Wednesday, that same week, we saw, and then when she saw me, she just ran to hug me. She was so warm, so welcoming, so comforting. It felt so good. Even the person we go home together with was like, do you know her before now? Because the two of us stay in the car and everybody's just minding their business before now. I said, no, not at all. We just started talking on Monday. But I can say that now, when I come to church, I'm always looking out for her. Oh, is she around? And then sometimes we text each other and say, we have each other's phone numbers. We text each other and then we reach out. Oh, how are you? Hope you're fine and all. So it's just a beautiful friendship that has grown. She even taught me. She even taught me some recipes recently.
Oh, okay.
Tiger nut drink. She taught me how to make it, how the right percentage. Even when I was trying to do it at home, we made a video call where she was showing me, okay, this measurement is fine, and it's just one friendship that has blossomed as a result of that accidental start that we had that Monday night, right?
Exactly.
And it has been very beautiful.
Awesome.
Then to the other one before I met this friend of mine. There was an app that I joined. I had no intentions of meeting anybody. I was like, okay, these people are shouting about this app. Let me just join. And then I downloaded the app. I registered. I was swiping. I'm like, I'm not interested in all these things. So I was supposed to swipe. Swiping right means you are interested. Swiping left means that you are not interested.
Okay.
So I could not remember. I thought I swiped left because I just joined the app for joining sake. I almost left the app the same day that I joined. So I swiped right. And then it turns out that this other person too had swiped right. And I was like, oh no.
What a match.
And I just left it. I just left the match like, I'm not going to, push further or do anything. And interestingly, as it is, you're meant to, the lady is the one that is meant to actually say something first. If not, whatever match you have matched, it's just going like that.
Yeah.
So I did not do anything. So the following day, I was going to church for evening mass, and then I got a notification that 24 hours has elapsed since the match. That do you want to extend? And I was like, I'm not extending. Interestingly, the person extended from his end.
Okay.
And so I just said, hi, what's up? He now said, oh, so you're waiting for me. You're waiting for me to extend the match. And I had no words whatsoever. Like, I had no words as to how do I explain myself that, because I thought I swiped left, but I didn't swipe left. So whatever the case may be. But we started talking, and that was how we flowed. We didn't start with all those, can I get to know you? Are you tall? Are you portable?
Just the magic of an app.
It was just going, and then we have been friends for I think almost 6 months now. Very, very thoughtful and mindful fellow. That is who that friend of mine is. And we didn't even know that we're working close to each other. We found out that we're working close to each other. It was an accidental swipe.
Wow, that's the word.
An accidental swipe that has blossomed into someone who is always reaching out to be sure that, oh, are you fine? How is work? I hope you're okay. It's just another beautiful story, right, with regards to accidental starts.
Don't you feel this is how God send specific people to us?
Yeah.
Because the funny thing about this kind of people is that on a normal day you wouldn't go to them. On a normal day you wouldn't speak to them.
No.
So time and chance kind of bring you guys together at one magic moment, just like the lady that you were both in the same ride with? Who would have thought that it would be on this particular day you would get to speak?
Yes, because we've been going home together with that person even before then, and no one said a word. Nobody. I mean, we found out along the line that, we had some shared interests, shared values, even that my friend I met on the app. Okay, so I remember a friend of mine that I met. I met this friend of mine through someone else. I just heard it was his birthday that particular day, and so I was with that friend of mine, and I just said happy birthday casually, right? And then we were all in the same group. I don't even know how we started talking separately, but when I call my top 10 friends, there is no way that my friend would not show up as part of those that I would call as friend, because in bad times, my friend is there. In good times, my friend is there. In terrible times, when I've needed help, all forms of help, my friend is always there. And so when I think about how we just started talking, it was just a simple happy birthday, no forced conversation. We didn't even proceed to talk that day. The next, I think it was the following week when we all hung out, that we had some sort of conversation. Everybody just said, I said, "Oh, can I have your number?" And it's very, very interesting how those kind of friendships have blossomed. But one that I remember very well, another one that I remember very well was in 2017. I think, yes, in 2017. I met one of my friends who came to Lagos from Akwa Ibom, and I met that person, and she needed some help with navigating how to get to VI.
Okay.
I think it was the Spanish embassy for. I think she was trying to process her school and everything, because she's currently in Spain for her masters and her PhD. So we just started talking. She just sat beside me. I was like, "Oh, why is this priest just speaking Igbo throughout?" And I just said, "Well, I can help you translate if you don't mind." And she said she does not mind. And so we just randomly spoke. The following Sunday, I noticed that she came to sit beside me. She said, "Just in case the priest, says something in Igbo that is funny, which those of us that are not Igbos would not be able to interpret."
Yeah.
And so the Sunday after that, so it turned out that she was with her friend, another friend of hers, for like 6 weeks in Lagos at that time in Ijaniki. And so for the 6 weeks that she was in church, she made sure that she came to sit beside me. So I'm telling you, so it was towards the end of the mass, the 6th Sunday, that she now told me, "Can I have your number?" She asked me if she could have my number. That she now explained why she was in Lagos, and then she also said, because she has seen me read during the weekday masses. She also said, "I think you have a voice for broadcasting, doing radio stuff, and hopefully one day you would be a journalist." And I said, "Well, I don't have any plans of being a journalist, but look at my story. So look at where we are today with regards to the whole podcasting and broadcasting stuff."
Okay.
But that, my friend will always say, whenever I speak to her, because she's currently running her PhD. No, she's done with her PhD now.
Wow.
So she's just working in Spain. And she'll say, "Who would have thought that just one simple utterance from me that, why isn't this priest interpreting this thing, would make me actually be kind enough to interpret it to her." And our friendship has been very beautiful. We may not speak all the time, but when we speak, we're able to reconnect and just catch up on old times and how everything has been, and it's just beautiful. In case you also do not remember,
okay,
we started talking accidentally.
Come on, don't bring that story up now.
In case you do not remember, our own friendship too started accidentally.
And this brings me to the question: do we actually have any kind of friendship that was not accidental? Do you have any friend that you looked and said, "I want you to be my friend"? You just had to pick the person in a group and intentionally started trying to get close to the person, and the person understood, and you guys are now like solid? Or are all the wonderful relationships or friendships you've experienced. Were they? You didn't plan it. You thought it was going to be a normal day, but you didn't know God had decided to bless you with someone good.
So for me, I think that the ones that I intentionally picked as friends, no, it did not work out at all. I mean, we may have gone apart now. Yeah, but for the ones that it just accidentally happened because there was no structure per se. It's not like it was not organized. We just flowed. It just happened. It could be a work colleague that you just decided to assist with something, and then you people decided to have a conversation, very random conversation, and it happened. It could be another person, another work colleague that you found yourself going home with, and then you people started gisting, and then you now discover that, oh, this person is not as bad as you thought the person was from a distance, and it flowed. I cannot even forget my friend Ayo. I was a graduate trainee when Ayo was an undergraduate intern.
Wow.
So it was about entering his final year at my current workplace. And then Ayo and I we just used to relate as far as students, me, graduate trainee, him, students, and all. But after that he worked with a team of 4. We were a team of 4 and Ayo was the 5th person. So after that we just used to catch up once in a while, just talk. But now Ayo earns more than I do.
Wow.
Ayo is into financial modeling and all this venture capital stuff, and he's very good at what he does. I can chat him up and say, Ayo, I need advice. And Ayo is quick to offer advice, solutions in regards to careers and all. Who would have thought that, if I had just overlooked whatever it was, but we just flowed, and every single time recently when we met up we just said, look at us, so thinking about how we were 5 years ago, just imagine, see how much we have gone, see how far. But when I also look at some of the intentional friendships or the ones that your parents would have said, this person looks like a good person, follow this person. It says, I'm thinking, where are we today? We're not anywhere at all. But the ones that you've accidentally, but then as we're saying accidental starts, there's also this phrase, I do not come to you by chance. So that part where you have said time and nature brought us together.
Yes,
it's also possible that this was when we're destined to meet, because this was when we're destined to talk, because we used to pass the same road.
Exactly.
We used to see each other and be like, who is this one? I beg. Well, that's
like the person has always been there, but he never took notice.
Of course. It's by the time the spiritual people will say, by the time your inner eyes are open to see what it is that you are meant to see. And that's it.
I pick it. I feel that in as much as we are aware of some accidental starts, do you think that we might have missed out on some accidental start? Maybe someone tried, maybe an accidental start was in progress, and maybe we were just in the wrong mood that day, or the person made the wrong, or something was just off, and what almost began never became. And then again, let me even ask you this question. What are those traits, or what strikes you out with all these accidental starts? At the beginning, what made you feel, okay, let me talk to this person tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Because I know in relationship, we know what we call red flags. You see it and you run as fast as your heels can carry you. But when it comes to meeting people, we also have this kind of how we mark and separate people. This one not good, this one no, neutral, this one good. So in all this accidental stuff, what made you feel, okay, let's see how things goes, especially with the lady that you were in a ride with, because it's very powerful to me. We've always been going home together for some time, but on one particular day, what happened? And when it was happening, how did you react?
So I think for me, when I look at a clear case of this, my friend, what I am thinking to myself is maybe the comments that they made, because what happens with when people are intentional is that they
Yes.
can really package themselves, pretend, they have the time to rehearse over and over again. But when it just happens, it just strikes, you just find yourself just flowing. I thought, and I'm sure she would have thought the same of him, because both of us, we really did not care. We would have both thought that we're both stuck up human beings that do not really care. Like, you day your day, me day my day. And it was just, what struck me was the fact that after that whole weird stuff, that whole time when we both said the same word and we just laughed over it, I made a comment, she responded, then she asked me that I am a lecturer, right? I said yes, I am. And then I also asked her, are you sure you don't want to come and join us? And then we just picked the conversation from there. So there are some people that after you've had accidental conversations, people just happen to be there at the same time, you decide to talk. The next day, when you greet them with a smile, they just carry their noses up like they don't know you. So why would I bother myself? Like, to just die, it's like dead on arrival. Just simple. I know people like that we might have found ourselves maybe in trainings or at events, and then we just spoke. And then the next day, I say hi, and then they are giving this attitude like, I don't know you. Mom, I don't know you. You have pride, I have pride. Let's carry it and be going. And that's it. And then there are some people that for you it may be an accidental start, but for them, they just wanted to use you for that moment. Because they've looked around and they've seen, there's no other person I can talk to. Okay, let me just use this one. The following day, when they see their own person, you don't exist to them.
Right. Tell me about it.
And then 3 months later, when they find themselves in a strange room and you only seem to be the familiar face that they know a bit, they will now come and say, hey, what's up? What's been going on with you?
And you just look at them like,
In my head, I'll be thinking, wait, you would even be surprised that they know your name.
Like
they know what you do.
Wow.
They know your movements. They know your calendar. No. So it can be accidental starts for you. Excuse me, but it's not accidental starts for them at all. So by the time we start talking, I mean from that first time, you know whether this person is a pure vibe or not. You know whether the person matches your energy.
Right, very important.
Because if the person does not return any energy that you give, forget it. If I give you the benefit of doubt the first time, the second time, and I try to give you an you're doing anyhow, it's gone. We just move on. So you're looking out for, does this person match my vibe? Does this person look like someone that when I see tomorrow in a different circumstance, I'm able to just say hi and not feel like, why did I even start talking to this person? Because it may happen. Yeah.
That's well said. Well said. So from all these your various experiences, what do you feel you've learned?
Well, what if I say I've not learned anything?
Wrong. How would you say you've not learned anything?
But I think in all I've learned that sometimes the best friendships that happen are those that are not planned for, right? And then sometimes you find yourself meeting somebody or a group of people that you people on a normal day, you people would not flow, because it seems as though, how do I put it? I can't find the right words for that particular one. But in all, I think the major thing I've learned is to just be myself. If accidental starts happen, accept it, bask in that euphoria. If the next day the person does not regard you as a human being, just close that door and keep it going. Don't even bother reopening that door. Don't even bother reaching out.
Not at
right?
all.
Because there are some people that after then they just know themselves that okay, everybody knows what they want.
I think many of us will agree that accidental friendships, relationships always seem
everybody
like
knows
God's
the
gift.
two parties. They
They're
know
always
whether
in the wing of them.
maybe I'll
Less
talk to this
stress,
lady.
very
Myself and my
free
friend, we
going.
had a choice.
Apart
right?
from those
Yes.
ones, like
Following
you
the
said,
one we see
that
ourselves,
they have
everybody will
intentions
just
before they
go
started
back to
speaking
status
with
quo,
you.
realizing
More
that
like they picked you
we're just
in the crowd
just the heat of
and
the moment.
came to
I
play.
mean,
You
the
know,
other
they're very
person was
smart
waiting for annoyed
people
car.
and
Well,
they won your
I
heart.
mean, we still came back
In your
to
mind, it was
our
accidental, but in your
house
mind, you know, you were
together
just part of the
today.
process. That's when you come.
Imagine.
What a beautiful story.
Yeah,
From all
and
this,
it's
what I would
always may
say
not
to
end
anyone
in a
listening
good
is
way.
more like, don't force anything. Don't try to chase people. Don't 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 try to get people to like you, to talk to you, to float with you. Don't do that. Many of us will tell you that the best experiences in relationships and friendship came by accident. It could be that you were traveling and the person sitting beside you made a comment and you laughed. It could be as random as anything. So whoever is listening to this, don't force anything. Don't chase people. The people you chase will keep running away from you. Those you give a reason to talk to you will find a reason why they can no longer talk to you. But those you are just existing for, you're just being yourself. You just showed up for that party the way you were. You didn't plan anything, you didn't rehearse any lines. The ones that you saw at your working place and you just randomly did something. As long as you didn't have any motive before having a conversation with the person, it's going to be very natural and it's likely to last. So this is connecting peoples